Now let me guess, you just graduated from college not too long ago, joined a company feeling enthusiastic and motivated to work, and now you're looking for career advice and ways to grow your career, get a promotion and a good salary. Or you might be working in a company for a couple of years now, but feeling stagnant and not getting the promotion or raise that you wanted, no matter how hard you work. And if yes, then this is a very important video to watch, because I'm going to give you the honest truth based on my 18 years of experience building my own career, and tips on how to navigate your career, get the promotion and the raise that you always wanted. So keep watching. Hey, so welcome to the video. My name is Jean Lu, and this will be a two-part video because it's quite hard to cover everything in just one video. So in this episode, I will talk about the reality of how things work, set up the right mindset and expectation, because this is something extremely important, yet so simple and no one talks about it. Then in the second episode, I will talk about the tips that I've learned throughout my working experience. So make sure you subscribe, turn on the bell notification so you don't miss the second episode. Let's go. Now, I've been talking about pursuing your own dreams and building something of your own in my previous videos, but I understand that not everyone is in that situation. Not everyone has the aspiration to build a business or becoming an entrepreneur, and that's okay. There's totally nothing wrong with that. Most people prefer stability, a steady job, a good career, a decent salary, or a profession that could contribute back to society. So I thought I could give some advice on how to grow your career. Now, here's a little backstory. I just left my job a couple of months ago. I was working in the same company for 18 years, started as a junior when the company was only 20 old people, worked my way up to the head of division, building and leading a team of 200 people at its peak. So I do understand the struggles and hardship that most employees face throughout their career at all levels and how the journey is like for them. So I want to share these tips that are based on my personal experience that have helped me grow and navigate my career. Now, firstly, I want to say that I understand how you feel. Graduating from college, found your dream job, eager to work, perform your best and hoping that you could get a promotion and climb the rank within the first few years and achieve success as early as possible, only to find out that it's not what you expected. The high expectation compared to when you're in college doing your assignment, demanding working hours, competing against high performers in your company, not getting promoted no matter how hard you work, and the salary is not meeting expectation. And a couple of years later, you feel burnout, stagnant, giving up because you felt like this is going nowhere. It's tough, I get it. And especially the bigger the company, the harder it is to get recognized. And worst of all, when the economy is bad, we all might be in risk of layoff and losing our jobs. But before we talk about career growth, getting a promotion and all, we need to understand the reality, change our mindset and set our expectation right. We need to understand how a company or an organization works, how society and the economy works. And what I'm trying to say is that we need to understand how the system works so that we can see things from both perspectives, the employers and as an employee, so that we can play the game with an upper hand. Now, what I'm about to say is pretty basic in general, so if you already know this, great, but it's also a good reminder. But for those who don't, it's good knowledge to have, especially if you just joined the working class and started on your career growth journey. Now, a company or an organization is a business, and a business needs to generate profit. So how a business generates profit is by either selling their services and goods to their target customers or clients. And how much the companies can charge or how much the clients or customers are willing to pay, it depends on value, the value of their services and goods. Now, this value includes things like the difficulty or the complexity of their services or producing the product, the quality, the brand, or is there a demand versus the supply of the service and products. And in summary, what is the ROI, the return of investment that the client or customers can get when they spend their hard-earned money. And this concept applies to all of us. Think about it. Just ask yourself, are you willing to pay a price of a Bentley for a Toyota? Probably not, right? I definitely wouldn't, because Bentley is a luxury car that uses high quality materials and high performance, whereas the Toyota is known for its affordability that appeals to the mass market. So it's all about the value. And through selling these goods and services, the company will get paid and generate a revenue. But revenue is not profit. there are costs involved to produce the services and products, which includes things like employees, like us, the equipment, the tools, the machinery, marketing, and the list goes on and on. So when you take your revenue minus the cost, only then you will get the profit, and that is the main income for the company. Now I'm simplifying things here for the sake of this video because this video is not about business. There are a lot of terms and nuance on how business work, but you get the point. So profit is one of the most important things in any business. Hence, company will do their best to maximize their profit margins or lower down the cost, making sure that the cost is not higher than the revenue. Because if they don't, they'll be making a loss and the company can become insolvent. Now we can see this as both good and evil. It's evil when the company is trying to maximize their profit at the expenses of their employees by squeezing them dry or taking advantage of their employees. But the good part is, revenue and a healthy profit is what keeps the company alive and running. Because don't forget, company has a lot of expenses to pay every month, like operation costs, maintenance, utility bills, taxes, and most importantly, your salary and bonus. So the health of the company will always needs to come first. If the company fails to survive and gets shut down, then everyone will be out of job. Then there's no need to even talk about career growth or promotion at all at this point. So now that you understand how a company works and what is cost, let's change our mindset a bit. Try putting yourself as a client and what you're willing to pay for the goods and services of the company that you're engaging. If the company charges you a very high fees or price, are you willing to pay for it and why? You see, it's a similar concept when you think about it. You are the employee of the company that you work for, and the company that you work for is an employee to their clients. It's pretty similar. Clients pays the company for their services, and the company pays you for your time and skills. You get the point? The client pays for the company for what they feel is worth, and the company pays you for what they feel you are worth. Now, if the company is charging their customers and clients a high price tag for their goods and service, and their customers don't feel like they're receiving the value in proportion to the price, no one is going to pay for it. So a company or a business cannot just simply charge their clients a high fees, which is not proportioned to the value of their goods and services that they are providing. Now this applies to employees who demands a promotion and a salary raise from their employer as well. The company will only pay you for what they think you're worth and what they can get in return. Because if a company just simply pays all of their employees a high salary without any good reason, inflating the cost of production, and in the end making a loss, that business is not sustainable, and I don't think you want to work for that company. So in summary, it's all about the value. So ask yourself this: what kind of value can you give to the company that makes you different from all of your other colleagues who are working in the same rank as you before you walk into your manager's and boss room to ask for a promotion or a raise? Take a deep thought into this, because this is something that I think most people fail to answer before asking for a raise or promotion. And I can promise you that every manager and boss have this in mind when they are faced with this negotiation. If you're not bringing anything different or valuable to the table, then what makes you more valuable than others? Why does your boss needs to increase your salary compared to other employees who are at the same level as you? And I'll be honest, just by hard work itself is not gonna cut it, because most people are thinking the same like you. Everyone feels that they are working hard, working extra hours and all, but just by working hard enough doesn't justify the value. For example, a construction worker is hard work, extremely physical demanding, and even life-threatening at times. Much harder than any of the work that we're doing. And I don't think I'm cut out to be a construction worker. But sadly, a construction worker won't be paid as high as like a top executive sitting in his comfortable room with air conditioning. And on the other hand, high-paying jobs like doctors, pilots get paid really well because of the difficulty to achieve their skills and the high stakes of having someone's lives in their hand. And not just because of hard work, I can tell you that. And that's the reality, whether you accept it or not. Now let's look back in a company. Even in a company, there are different ranks and levels. Now obviously, the higher the position or rank, the higher the pay and higher the benefits. So most company structure works like a pyramid. The higher the position or the rank, the lesser the available openings. For example, if your company has 50 employees, a healthy ratio will be 20 junior staff, 15 intermediate staff, 10 senior staff, and maybe 5 upper management staff. you can see it gets lesser and lesser. Hence, it's harder and harder to be promoted the higher you go, as the qualification and the expectation gets higher, as well as there's more competition for that position. So whenever there's an opening for a higher position, the company management team will evaluate potential employees and compare them to similar level employees to see who is the better candidate. Because the last thing that the company wants is to promote the wrong people to a key position. So the principle is simple. The higher position means that you're more qualified and experienced, you will carry more responsibility, important decision to make that would affect the company, and etc. And all of this comes with more pressure and stress, hence your value is perceived as higher and the pay and benefits will be better. And at the highest, of course, will be the business owner, who will get to benefit the most from the upside of the company if the company does well. Because the owner is the one taking the highest risks of setting up the company and getting it off the ground, hiring, responsible for the livelihood of all his employees. And if the company goes bankrupt, the owner will take the biggest hit compared to a normal employee. So if you're a normal employee and you lose a job, the most is you lose a job, you move on and find another one. But the owner might lose everything and goes into bankruptcy. So it's a high risk and high reward thing. This principle applies to everything in life. Now, I'm not saying that business owners should pocket everything and take their employees for granted. I firmly believe that owners should appreciate and take care of their core employees who played a key role to help build the company to success. So you need to ask yourself this question if you strongly believe in your values. Does the company values you, and do you see a future in this company? If the answer is a strong no, perhaps you should reconsider if this company is still worth your time. So I hope this gives you a better understanding of how a company works. It's also a good reminder to those who already know, because if you understand this concept clearly, then you could use this to your advantage. So the takeaway from this video is this: know what is your value. Ask yourself, have you really provided the value to the company that makes you difficult to be replaced? And if the answer is a clear yes, then good for you. You deserve to ask for a promotion or raise if you haven't already gotten one. And if the answer is no, then find ways to increase your value, in which I will talk about the steps in the next video. So subscribe and don't miss out on the second episode. Now, I hope this video helped you in any way or change your mindset on how you view things. Please smash the like button, leave a comment below. How do you feel about your career so far? I love to hear from you guys and answer any question that you guys might have. So I'll see you guys in the next video, and in the meantime, continue making a difference in life. Cheers.